So looking at the next value here would be crafting the next step beyond. Now with that here we've been looking at these issues. Now here you are, either a nurse or a carer, a helping professional using this particular approach. The task is to appreciate, to find out what needs to happen next in order to move things along a little bit. Often a little step, but identifying what that step. Do you have experience of anything like that? Where
it's a bit of a cliche, but I suppose every time I've been in the hospital, it's like a crossroads in your life, or like a 5 ways or roundabout or something. But obviously there's choices to be made, and you've got to be helped, to make decisions right perhaps for you at the time.
When I was in hospital, they never really talked about the next step. It's all, to me, hospital's a total mystery, and the only sort of routines were sort of like the meal sessions.
That's right.
And there was the weekly review if the chief psychiatrist was available, which he quite often wasn't. So next step never really came into it, and that was only like 4 years ago. So I think I felt going back to the to the DVD that it was good at the very end that although a time wasn't given when that particular nurse would be able to see Jack, he did talk about being seen the next day, and hopefully would be kept aware of the next step developments in his stay.
It might have been a help if he had been properly reassured that Phil would talk to the doctor, try and get the sleeping tablets, and then monitor how they were working and ask him day by day how they were working. And, because Jack nominated that as being the most important thing for himself, it would have been nice just to try and put it on track and say, well, we'll try and get the doctor to prescribe something, and we'll see how they work over a few days, and then we'll talk about it and whether they're working, whether they're right.
In my experience, you find out what actually happens in hospital through talking to your fellow patients.
Oh, exactly. Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
But throughout the interview itself, the nurse was made mysterious references to his colleagues, the team,
yes.
and didn't really give a concrete handle as to what that would mean for Jack, in terms of people and the whens and the wheres. And this collaborative approach is very important. And I know the care plan is teamwork and everything, but I think what wasn't made clear to Jack and to me in that interview was where Jack fitted in with that teamwork.
In fact, the ward round wasn't mentioned, was it?
Because I think the secret is collaborative. If you involve, if somebody, again with metaphors, is on board with the other people, it gives you, in my experience, it made me feel that it was worthwhile engaging in this and that we might get somewhere with this. Once I could trust that everybody was, there for me, and I was integral to that teamwork.
The question I'd like to ask is craft the next step beyond. What are we looking at here? Is it recovery or beyond the part of the interview?
I understand it in terms of if I was meeting up with someone, either with a daily care plan or something like that, I would say, all right, now, in the light of what we've discussed and everything, what do you think is actually going to help things for you, make you feel better, help you tolerate what's going on better? What can we do? This type of thing, and actually have a small thing that they can go away with to give them a little bit of hope that things are changing in the right direction for them, even though they're not getting all of what they want.
That's so important, that little bit of hope.
Well, thinking about the next step beyond and Jack again. And first off, Jack couldn't tell you what his next step was unless he just wanted to get out. That's in the first 5 minutes of the interview. At the end of it, he probably would have gone on and told you lots of things he wanted to do because he was more relaxed. So I think that if the next step beyond is you've got to get that person at a relaxed stage.
Absolutely.
To actually get the next step beyond.